microphone and video have been turned off. We do welcome your questions, though, which you can type into the chat, which is the icon at the bottom of the screen at any time. Sahar and I will be monitoring the chat to assist you with any issues and bring questions to the attention of our presenters. We will be sure to leave time for questions at the end, and we'll also share information about library resources for your career development or job search at the end of this presentation. Please note that this program is being recorded and will be made available on the Plano Public Library YouTube page for later viewing. Today we have the Plano Detention Center, and I will let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Detention Manager Reggie McPherson.
And I'm the Detention Training Supervisor, Chris Klein.
Give me 1 second. All righty, let's get this started. All righty, we've just introduced ourselves. I'm going to go back to the picture of the city jail. This is a beautiful rendition of our workplace. It's a 5-story building, which contains our jail, and it contains the courts as well, which connected. We do house our arrestees on a lower level, and then we have a bigger facility that's on the 4th floor that houses our long-term inmates. Our Plano City Jail mission statement: to confine, manage, and provide professional treatment for all persons arrested in a safe, secure, and humane environment, utilizing professionals who are committed to public safety. What this mission means to me is that when we have an arrestee come into our facility, it's probably one of their worst days of their lives. It's not our job to make it worse. It's our job to try to make it as professional as we can by showing them the process, letting them know their charges, and helping them find a way to get out of jail.
So what is a city jail? The Plano City Jail serves as a local booking facility for the Plano Police Department. The arrestees facing Class B misdemeanor and above charges are subsequently transferred to the Collin County Detention Facility in McKinney, also known as the County Jail. Our jail functions as a temporary holding facility for arrestees, typically for not more than 24 hours. We have the capacity to accommodate 59 inmates. 24 arrestees can be held in our holding cells, while the remaining 35 can be accompanied in the housing unit, which, as Reggie mentioned earlier, being a 5-story building, those additional 35 would be on the upper floors of the building, which is levels 4 and 5.
I'm gonna go back to a couple of slides just in case you guys didn't see them, just so you have an opportunity to see them. This is the front of the jail that I was talking about, and then the 5-story building as well. Sorry about that. You guys wasn't able to see this when I was talking before. As you guys can all imagine, there's a lot of liabilities in a jail. One of my main functions is to reduce risk and liabilities. We do a great job with asking an extensive amount of questions when a arrestee comes into our facility, anywhere from suicidal questions, seeing if somebody was involved in assault, sexual assault. We run individuals' criminal history to see what type of individuals we're dealing with, to see if they have any type of escape or extensive criminal history. We're huge on officer safety. You guys will hear about that a little later. We do extensive training, defensive tactics. We make sure that our detention officers are fully trained and prepared to do their duties. We have fire and disaster planning. We do quarterly drills, and we walk through and perform drills. As I mentioned before, we do a extensive medical questionnaire and for our arrestees' mental health. Staffing, we'll talk about this a little bit later in the presentation, But we staff at 5 to 1 is our ideal. What I mean by 5 to 1 is 5 detention officers to 1 supervisor. In our facility, we're proud to adhere by 95% we adhere to 95% of Texas Commission jail standards for counties, surpassing operation standards for most municipal facilities across the state. In our facility, we go by the 4C: care, custody, control, and compassion. With care, it's a multifaceted word. For me, I want my employees to take personal pride in their work. At the same time, we care for our arrestees that come into our facility. We make sure that their psychological, medical, and humane treatment of all our arrestees. Custody, it's my job to make sure that our staff is adhering to our administrative directives and our jail policies. Control, believe it or not, people that come to our facility, they sometimes doesn't comply with everything that we want them to do. So we have to use our resources and influence them and encourage them to comply with our orders. And then the last C, which is compassion, it's showing true concern for others, for someone other than yourself. And by that, you foster trust with the inmates, and you find trust with your own fellow coworkers.
Our shift schedule is a little unique. Our schedule mirrors our patrol unit schedule. As Reggie mentioned before, we typically try to staff at 5 and 1. So detention officers and supervisors operate on 6 12.25-hour days and 1 6.5-hour day, all of which is in a 2-week period with rotating weekends off. The shift times, day shifts and night shifts mirror each other. We're a 24/7 facility, so we never shut down. At 5:45 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then 5:45 p.m. to 6 a.m. Those additional 15 minutes allows for the shifts to come together for what we call a shift briefing, where we can talk about a medley of topics, not necessarily what's happening at the jail at the moment, but any kind of training related topics that the shift supervisor deems necessary to talk to the shift about. Those are the typical shift times, but our manager, our senior administrative assistant, the training supervisor, the administrative supervisor typically work Monday through Friday on 40-hour standard days, 40-hour weeks, I'm sorry. So typical 8-hour days.
Our budgeted personnel, we have 39 positions. You guys might be thinking that's a lot of positions, but we'll run down each of those positions. Have my position, detention manager, Chris's position, detention training supervisor. I have a senior administrative assistant, which helps me in my everyday duties, and of course, everybody else, all other detention employees. So she has a big task ahead of her. Have a administrative supervisor. His duties is to supervise the 5 supervisors that we have. We have obviously 1 for each shift, and then we have a relief supervisor. And then along with our 22 detention officers, 8 of them are lead detention officers, which they also help out in our training. Our new employees that come in, they serve as training officers. And then our senior detention officers are mingled within our 22 detention officers. In order for you to become a senior detention officer, you have to have at least 2 years in our facility. And then it's a family progression, you're automatically bumped up to senior.
So all employees undergo a thorough background investigation. These are for applicants, a thorough background investigation, including polygraph and psychological assessment. They go through a couple different types of interviews and drug screening. Once they finish that gauntlet of the hiring process, they get assigned to me for the first 40 hours. Their first week, as we call the orientation, also known as onboarding. During that time, we cover a medley of different topics. Once they've completed the 40 hours of orientation, they will be moved on to our 16 weeks of phase training. That 16 weeks is divided by months, so there's 4 months, phase 1 through phase 4. That's as the new hire, the new employee is going through training, there are daily evaluations. So there is an evaluation for every single day that they're in training. And then there's also weekly evaluations. At some point, depending on how their training falls on the schedule, they will undergo defense spraying, also known as OC spraying. All of our employees carry that. How to perform basic first aid applications, including tourniquets, and also a medley of different defensive tactics. Our employees are required to attend all assigned training and certification courses. Our training program is one of the best for municipal jail in the state, which is equivalent to or surpassing county level training standards.
Our next portion of our presentation will give you an insight from each person's job, let them explain their functions. The first is myself. Hi, my name is Reg McPherson. I currently serve as the detention manager at the Plano City Jail. My career journey began at the Dallas Sheriff Department. I was there for a year. Then I had a brief stint at the Collin County Sheriff's Department. And then I had a great opportunity to come to the Plano City Jail. My experiences at both the Dallas County Sheriff's Department and the Collin County Sheriff's Department helped shape my career. I was able to learn about communication skills and time management. I'm entering my 12th year with the City of Plano. Over the years, I have progressed to detention officer, detention supervisor, and now I serve as detention manager. In my current role, I fulfill many responsibilities, managing the jail, filling the responsibilities, leadership, mentorship. Additionally, I'm involved in different aspects of human resources, hiring, transfers, discipline, and terminations. In our facility, we go by the 4 core C's: care, custody, control, and compassion. Thank you for taking the opportunity to learn about my career and learn about the different jobs here at the Plano City Jail. Thank you. Next is our senior administrative assistant. She'll discuss her functions in our facility.
Hello, I'm Paula Fabra, the Senior Administrative Assistant to the Detention Manager. I have dedicated 22 years to the Plano Police Department and have recently assumed my new position within the jail. This role necessitates a minimum of 3 years of progressively responsible experience in a clerical or administrative support capacity. Key responsibilities include overseeing payroll for all jail staff, handling overtime processing and schedule updates, and offering necessary support to all jail members. We warmly invite you to become a part of the Plano City Jail team. Your interest is highly appreciated, and we look forward to the opportunity of having you on board.
Next will be our detention training supervisor. Chris will give a brief description of his duties.
Hi, I am Chris Klein with the detention unit. I am currently serving as the detention training supervisor. My total years with the city has been about 26 years. Started off as a detention officer. From there, I promoted to that of a training officer and then a supervisor. And from there, I have taken over the role as training supervisor, which oversees all of the training in the unit. I am responsible for all of the trainers in the jail, and by default, all of the people that are in training. The types of training that we provide to our employees is any type of city classes that are being offered, that they're able to go to during off-duty time or sometimes even on duty. Depending on the circumstances, we do send people out of town for conferences and other types of training courses. And then we also have what we call in-house training. We have several of our employees in the jail are certified instructors. So we do our own in-house training for defensive tactics, CPR, AED first aid, and defensive spray, also known as OC spray. In my capacity, we have a 40-hour orientation week before the new hire starts their phase training. Phase training is 16 weeks. Before they start that, they have 40 hours with me. During that time, we cover a multitude of in-depth topics. Some of them are federally mandated, some of them are state mandated, city mandated, and then of course jail mandated as well. So once they finish that, they move on to their 16 weeks of training and hopefully complete and become a full-fledged detention officer. Also in my capacity, I'm constantly searching out new tactics and training opportunities. I am in contact with other agency personnel throughout the Metroplex. I oversee and make sure that we comply with certain mandates that the department requires, such as quarterly fire drills, man-down drills, which are simulated officer in distress situations, and mass arrests. Mass arrest would be something along the lines of a large number of individuals that are arrested and brought to the jail at the same time. Could be due to a civil disturbance or some type of organized crime ring that was captured and brought to jail. We also conduct quarterly defensive tactics training to make sure that our staff stays in the mind and body to handle situations as they come up. To my position, I'm the only one that is in this position. To get to this position, you have to, one, already be a supervisor for extended number of years, be a TCLO certified instructor, and have experience in teaching. Total, I've got 26 years with the city, and that's what 16 of that has been as a supervisor. In the jail itself, we are in charge of the care and custody of everybody that is arrested and brought to our jail. We conduct medical and psychological screenings to make sure that everybody is fit for confinement. In other words, able to be in jail safely. We do the basic fingerprinting and the mug shots, ongoing treatment if it's needed. We're also unique in the fact that we transport our own prisoners to the Collin County Sheriff's Office. We're one of the few city jails that do that. We're also in charge of the building itself, building security. This is a 5-story building. 2 of the floors are municipal courts, so we have quite the responsibility here. Overall, we try to be paperless, but we still have lots of paperwork to do. So if you want to be a detention officer, you can go online to the City of Plano website and follow the Human Resources tab and for job openings. And so find the one that says detention officer and follow the guidelines that it asks. So the City of Plano, it's a large city. As a matter of fact, I've been here my entire life. You could say that I've essentially grown up, not only in the department, but in the City of Plano. I don't currently live in the city, but I've been affiliated with the city since day one. It's ample opportunities for living, for working, for eating, for activities. It's a good city to work and live in. Thank you.
Our next role is our detention administrative supervisor.
I'm Dan Chesson, Detention Administrative Supervisor for the Plano Jail. I've been with the department going on 34 years. I started as a detention officer, working my way up to training officer, then to a shift supervisor. I was a shift supervisor for 15 years. Then I was promoted to training supervisor and later assumed my current position as an administrative supervisor. My main role is in charge of all shift supervisors and the facility. I also have the responsibility of reviewing fingerprints and making any corrections that the state requires. If there is a correction to be made, I make sure that they're done, and in most cases, they contact me. I handle the initial contact for hiring of new detention officers. If I believe they're a good candidate, I send them to our professional standards unit at the beginning of the hiring process. Our jail can hold up to 57 inmates. We are a temporary holding facility. If you're looking for a rewarding career as a detention officer, please fill out the application, send it in. I will review it, send you up, get you a good job.
Our next role is one of our detention supervisors.
Hello, my name is Julian Fernandez. I am currently assigned in the jail as a shift supervisor. I've been in the jail for about 22 years, recently promoted to a supervisory position about 9 months ago. Currently one of 2 defensive tactics instructors, which we do quarterly defensive tactics for all jail personnel, plus our public safety officers in case they need some help while they're working the jail lobby or out on scene somewhere. Obviously, with me being here for 22 years, it's plenty of room for advancement. You can stay here long term. You can build a career here. I had some other plans when I started working here and realized very quickly this is definitely what I wanted to do. This is for me. So I continued my career here and I plan on staying here even longer. Part of our daily duties, each shift, which I'm assigned to a day shift right now with 4 personnel on the shift. Every day we start our shift with some detailed briefings about subjects we have in our custody, any training opportunities, situational awareness, things that we need to be aware of about other people that might be coming to visit us in our facility. Get off there for a second. So every day brings new situations. We can deal with people at the lowest of their lows or the highest of their highs. Any day can start with dealing with somebody that is 100% compliant, super polite, just here for some unpaid tickets. Then you can get somebody else that's upset, verbally abusive, up to combative physically, where we have to physically restrain somebody. We are in charge of intake, housing, transfers, releases, medical transports, everything that anybody has to do when they come to our facility. That is my role as a supervisor, to ensure that our staff is taking care of those people to the best of our ability and providing a safe environment for them to spend their time. Plano shows that they really care about their employees. They back you up. They have great benefits. The pay is substantially better than other agencies around here. Even though it is a large department, the jail in itself is a pretty small unit, so we're a very close-knit unit, which provides that backing that everybody is looking for. It gives you that opportunity to work closely with others. Anybody that's looking to be a detention officer, you have the opportunity to learn how to deal with people, which it's a very underutilized task at times, where you don't realize that you're going to have to deal with people that may not be happy where they are. They may be in a mental crisis, and you've got to be able to combat all that. And this career can show you really who you are and really help you elevate yourself. And you do get to help people. It may not seem as though you can, but the position that we put ourselves in, we're there to help others. And we can, like I said, we have plenty of room for advancement. This can open up doors to other units in the department. You can go, if you wanted to be a police officer, a lot of people, they will start here in the jail, which gives you an insight into how you can better deal with people, and you can really learn to talk to people as a person, as a human being, rather than just a number or statistic. So I supervise a shift of 4 personnel right now, 2 lead detention officers that are in charge of training new hires, and 2 senior detention officers. And right now I supervise all the intake and release, transfer of all those prisoners on a daily basis. Obviously, I'd just like to say, with me being here as long as I've been here, I still love to come to work every single day. And it's a joy, and I get to work around great people.
Now, this is one of our roles of our lead detention officers.
And mission statement is to confine, manage, and provide professional treatment for all persons arrested in a safe, secure, and humane environment, utilizing professionals who are committed to public safety. We provide the utmost professionalism to the detainees that come through our jail. I've been a lead detention officer for almost 2 years now. I provide leadership for our younger detention staff. I have the responsibilities of training the new employees that come in, the new detention officers. And there's 4 phases. It's the introductory and the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, all the way till they get to the booking area. And they're able to book in a prisoner all by themselves. As far as the basic steps of taking in a detainee into our custody is when the officer brings them in to the vestibule area where we remove their handcuffs and we search them, address them out to a jail uniform. We proceed with inventorying their property and asking medical questions and other emergency contact information. Then taking photographs and then fingerprints. Times we'll take pictures of tattoos. As far as working in the control room, the primary duties there is to run criminal histories of the prisoners that come into jail. We take phone calls from citizens that call and inquire about their friends, family members that are in our custody. When we house them, we do 20-minute safety checks on them. A new detainee that comes in, if they have psychological issues, autism, they are housed separately, not with the general population. In our jail facility, we have single cells. Those are for those that are disruptive, they're combative. We keep them separate from our general population. And we'll provide meals, minor medical attention that have medical issues like diabetes. So we do have a glucometer we can test their blood sugar with. We also have a blood pressure machine that we check their blood pressure. So if their sugar's a little bit too high, or their blood pressure's too high, we'll call the fire department to come and do an assessment, or they get transported to the hospital via patrol officers. And once they get cleared by the hospital, they are returned to our facility. They're given the opportunity to use the phone, call friends, family. When they also brings in a DWI, we're toxilizer operators. And so when they volunteer to provide a breath specimen, that's when we come in. While in our custody, we do provide showers. We'll have clothing that's donated by citizens and police department staff, shirts, pants, shorts, socks, that we're going to give to our homeless population here in Plano. When a prisoner or detainee comes in and has a Class B and above charge, we do provide bond information. We transport prisoners to Collin County Sheriff's Department in our transport van and release them to Collin County Sheriff's Department's custody. A judge will see them within about 12 hours and they'll be arraigned. Once their bond is set, then they can work on posting bond and getting a release from Collin County Jail. Charge does not have a bond. They can get an attorney to do what they call a writ bond. An attorney has to do it. Detainees that are brought in for Class C charges, they do get arraigned at our facility. One of the municipal judges will come down and will see their particular charges and make a disposition, whether released with a personal bond, released with a court date, or they can sit out or pay fines. During cold weather, more inclement weather, when it's super cold, homeless person comes to our jail lobby and they request food or what have you, we do provide them with food or blanket. Also with information to some of the warming stations that are here in the city. What drove me to be a lead is that to me, I want to be a detention officer that can look up to with experience working in the jail, dealing with people that come into the jail, and I want to train our new and up and coming detention officers so they can be well-trained detention officers, so they can provide services and security for our detainees when they come in. So if you want to become a detention officer, it's a professional occupation. You could stay and work there all your life. Like I said, again, I've been in it for 28 years. And the pay is good. Flexibility, awesome. And as far as retirement benefits, they're great as well. So if you're interested in becoming a detention officer, the City of Plano is a great place to start.
And then our role of our senior detention officer.
Hello, my name is Noemi Tercios. I am a senior detention officer. I have been working for the Plano City Jail for a little bit over 2 years now. I was promoted and I have knowledge from the day-to-day work life that we have and the situations that we have encountered. So I am able to help the newer people. I am an auxiliary trainer. My role as a detention officer senior is not much different. We still do the booking, searches, fingerprints, pictures, DNA swabs. We work in the control room where we control the doors and do basic court paperwork. We do laundry and facility checks. We all work as a team. Even though the work may seem hard at times, we all work together to maintain a safe environment for our officers, our teammates, and the inmates. If you are looking to work for the City of Plano as a detention officer, Plano does offer great benefits. We have obviously life insurance, EMRS, opportunities to join the 457. If you also would like to be a police officer, Plano does offer for you to work in the detention facility for 2 years plus a certain amount of college hours. If you would like these specifics, you can ask our recruiting officer, Officer Andre Smith.
Our detention officers, as you can see, the responsibility involve executing the intake, care, release, and supervision of inmates at our jail, ensuring the security of the facility. The detention officer plays a crucial role in providing information and assistance to the public. Somebody calls up and says, "Hey, how do I get my family member or my friend out of jail?" And also other divisions in the department rely heavily on us for information regarding those in jail. Other agencies, other law enforcement agencies that will call and ask questions, and the courts. We work hand in hand with our municipal courts.
This is just our address and our phone number to Human Resources if you want to reach out to us. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask. And then I have a couple more slides. A career in corrections / detentions is a unique challenge. Demanding and diverse skills are needed. We play a vital role with the police department in achieving our mission, and we take pride in professionalism and we're compassionate approach when interacting with all individuals. If you are interested, please feel free to reach out. We have different certifications that you can earn as far as basic detention officer school, NCIC, TCIC, training and clearance, CPR, AED, first aid, and we also offer tuition reimbursement. Thank you for your time, and I hope you were able to learn about the Plano City Jail.
We do hope to see you soon.
Thanks, guys. And again, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop it in the Q&A or the chat, and then we'll pass it along to the officers to answer. We have one. Oh, does somebody saying thank you? I do have some questions to kind of get us started. It says, what do you like best about the job, or what do you find rewarding about working for the City of Plano or your specific department?
When I was running a shift, probably the most rewarding aspect of it was that even though your tasks are the same day to day, how you go about the tasks varies immensely because we are very reactionary sometimes. We're very reactionary based on the demeanor of the person that comes to jail. So the satisfaction comes with being able to take somebody from a very highly agitated or combative state and to be able to use de-escalation tactics, also known as verbal judo, to the point where this person now is thanking us instead of wanting to hurt us. The capacity I'm in now with training, taking somebody who knows nothing about our line of work to becoming a competent detention officer. There's a lot of satisfaction in that regard.
And just so I could add to that, when you see a new detention officer or a new supervisor come in, and seeing how you can mold and build their confidence. That's what we're about here in this facility. We're about building people's confidence and having them achieve what they want to fulfill in their career.
Awesome. One more question. What is the most interesting thing you have done in your current position?
Most interesting.
Good question.
I think was from the training side of our jail is taking the foundation that was in place and just growing it, working with the rest of the administrative staff, putting our heads together on what we can do to take what we do to the next level. Through research, speaking with other agencies, filtering all that through ourselves, and basically like a sponge, soak in all the information we can, squeeze it out, and produce a product that we're very proud of right now. So that's been very rewarding, very interesting.
Thank you. And there's not a comment, I mean, there's not a question, but there is a comment in the chat, just somebody saying, thank you for your time. It was very interesting. I will be applying for the detention officer position. I have been working as a volunteer with Unidos.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah.
See you soon.
Yeah, hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like there's any further questions. So thank you again, guys. And I'll just do a quick library resource presentation to close us out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you see a button to stop share? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so these are just some job and career resources we have at the library. We do have access to LinkedIn Learning. There are 6,000 courses and certifications on there. So when you get these certifications, you can actually add them to your LinkedIn account or your resume or what have you. We have both like soft and hard skills, right? So leadership, project management, but we also have like marketing, financial management. They have a ton of like specific software classes too. So if you wanted to learn specific technologies like Microsoft Office Suite or different Google tools, we have a ton of Adobe classes on LinkedIn Learning as well. And like I said, there will be quizzes during just to test your knowledge. And then at the end, you can usually download a certificate. We have resume design and job search resources. So we have this job and career toolkit. So it's this document with different links to resources to help you out. You can access it on the library website or come into the library and we'll see if we can give you a handout or something. We also have tutor.com. For business research, we have a what's called reference solutions. So it's a sort of database that provides detailed reports on company profiles, and it also contains a job search tool for US jobs and internships if you wanted to do some job search. And that is also on the library website. We have career exploration. Learning Express Library has like different practice exams for certain careers. You can jump on there and look, but I believe there's stuff for like teaching and nursing and stuff like that. We also have Canopy, which is a streaming service. And there's movies and stuff, but there's also a ton of educational content on there as well. And if you wanted more one-on-one help, you can always book a librarian and set aside a specific time for them to answer your questions. For business news, you can have with your library card, you can access New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Harvard Business Review, DMN and newspapers across the globe. We have physical newspapers as well, but you can access some online. We also have ebooks and e-magazines, including Forbes, Fortune, Bloomberg Businessweek, and Newsweek. And then on the lighter side, we do have some more like relaxed stuff like arts and creativity. We have classes, and then we do have our calendar online. And every season we come out with a new, what we call the Engage brochure, and it'll have all of our both virtual and in-person classes. And these are for all ages, and there will be separate, the brochure will be separated based on the age range, right? So there's a adult section, and then within the adult section, there's technology classes or business and career classes. There is a PDF version of that brochure online, and we also have the physical brochures in the library. For language learning, we have Pronunciator. You can learn 80+ languages online. And we also have bilingual backpacks that come with flashcards and things like that if you wanted to just start practicing learning a different language. And then we do have family engagement if you wanted to come in with your whole family and do like a family type of program. And then our upcoming programs, we have Job Resource Connection from January to April. These are bi-weekly on Mondays from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Harrington Library. The next one is this upcoming Monday. And then walk-ins are what? Well, you don't have to like register ahead of time. So please feel free to stop by Harrington. And then we have another Exploring City of Plano Jobs. It's a whole ongoing series we have going on, and it'll still be going on through April. And those are bi-weekly on Thursdays, 1 p.m. online. We will also have Job Searching with Google on Tuesday. Oh, that one passed, I think, sorry. But we do have ongoing technology classes. Like I said before, we do have Adobe Creative Suite, PowerPoint, 3D printing design. You can see that on our online calendar, like I said, our Engage brochure. And you can always give us a call if you have a question about a specific thing you're wanting to learn, maybe a specific program, and we can look on the calendar for you. And then if you wanted to sign up for any of the City of Plano jobs that we've been talking about throughout this series, you can go to plano.gov/jobs right here and go ahead and search and sign up for whatever job. Questions, you can contact library outreach at plano.gov. You can also go to planolibrary.org. Yeah, and then thanks again, guys, for joining us today. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye. Yeah.